Yo, is it me? Or who else is glad to finally hear the epic My Hero Academia soundtrack back in a new season? Hey, yo, let's go. My Hero Academia is back with a new season. It feels like it's been forever since season 4 finished. Also, let me say this new opening is very smooth and hits well. You get some peaceful, calm vibes from it. And me as a manga reader, seeing this opening is like the calm before the storm. And don't worry, I won't spoil anything since I hate spoiling just as much as the next guy. So with that out of the way, I'll give my thoughts and review on the first episode of season 5 of My Hero Academia. So the episode starts off with events that happened towards the ending of season 4. Of course, I'm talking about the time where Endeavor and Hawks were fighting Hai and Nomu. It was pretty much showing the end of the fight as Endeavor was able to defeat Nomu with his prominent burn attack. I also forgot to mention this earlier, but the majority of this episode was mainly an anime exclusive. What that means is the episode wasn't adapted to its manga counterpart, but despite that, it was an alright episode. The beginning of this episode follows as 1A students are in class, and then the signs went off in the classroom, which was their cue to wear up in their hero costume for their hero course drill. The main character, Deku, was a narrator as the students are getting geared up, and as they walk through the exit to the glowing light, as they follow their dreams to become heroes. Once in the drill ground, the students are tasking this mission, and each of the students were split into groups. From there, the episode starts doing its description reveal on each student once they get into the action. The course goes smoothly with Atsui and her group going after the drowning civilian, which turns out to be Muriel to be playing his part. And once they're able to rescue him and dry land, this guy Muriel just jumped down again towards the water to get the students who saved him drawn away from the rest of the operation course. The other group of students are in the urban city, which is Deku's group who came across an explosion at the start of a fire. So of course, doing their hero thing, they managed to put out a fire collectively together. Once again, they encounter another obstacle, which turns out to be one of the big three UA, and it's Hado, the favorite airhead. As she's playing the villain role in this, there's another person playing the villain role, and it's Tamaki, another person from the big three, the depressed guy who has low self-esteem. And of course, Tamaki being himself turns around and says, "I'm going home." And him being him, he had enough and feels embarrassed to go through his act. However, Hado tries convincing Tamaki to stay. Then Shoto, Ida, and Tokuyami see from afar that their friend Ashido has been captured, and so they go through trying to rescue her. Although they weren't supposed to move, as Hado was talking out to Tamaki, and those three being far away from Hado's voice, they didn't hear what she said before, just stay put. This made Hado annoyed, and so she unleashes her swirly beam rays at them for not cooperating. Soon later, after some confidence boost, Tamaki was ready to do his part and squares off with Deku and his group. Tamaki realizes the invisible girl, Hagakure, was missing, and Hagakure wasn't a part of the rescue Ashido from Hado, thanks to Uraraka's gravity quirk. With Hagakure using her binding attack on Hado, Zero uses tape quirk to tie Hado, and Momo uses her launcher net to apprehend Hado. Seeing this, Tamaki gets himself a bit distracted as Ojiro comes from behind and goes close combat Tamaki using his tail quirk. With Tamaki occupied, Deku goes in with a punch, but he doesn't hit Tamaki. Instead, he politely asks him to please surrender. Tamaki then responds to Deku that not following through could be lethal, as he gives Deku a good kick. Tamaki goes in offensive, but then from far, we see Kirishima top of the car being launched towards Tamaki like a cannonball with his hardening ability. Then as the smoke clouds clear a bit, the star of the show appears as Kirishima puts it, and it's freaking Bakugo on top of the car now with Kaminari on the wheel, using his electrification quirk to drive the car. We see Bakugo launching himself with his explosive quirk towards Tamaki. Tamaki attempts to deflect Bakugo, but Bakugo launches himself mid-air and goes from behind, taking down Tamaki on the street road. That last action completed a whole drill course as everyone near congratulates Bakugo, and the rest pat themselves for a job well done. While the course was officially over, Bakugo yells out "not yet" because he accuses Tamaki that he went easy on him earlier. Tamaki answers no, it was because Bakugo's face is scary. Bakugo didn't buy that as he yells "don't underestimate me." While Bakugo was giving Tamaki a few words on not owning up while playing villains, Bakugo lights his quirk from his palms, and Tamaki, who's pinned down, could only smile, eyes closed, and his mind tells himself I should have gone home. From the far view of the buildings, Bakugo says his catchphrase he always says once he goes in for the attack, yelling out "Shine" at the top of his lungs as a huge explosion appears, leaving a skull cloud. And we see Mr. Aizawa and All Might seeing the explosion, to which All Might face palms as Mr. Aizawa orders the assistant robot to bring Bakugo to the facility launch. The blast left the students all dirty and passed out. Now the episode ends there, however there was more to show as we see the episode had an end credit scene. The scene shows an injured Endeavor resting on a hospital bed. From there, it transitions to the final act that follows after Endeavor's fight. Hawks catches Endeavor and slowly puts him down. Hawks thanks Endeavor, tells him to cheer up as this is a huge victory. Then from the smoke clouds, a voice is heard telling them to wait. It turns out to be a silhouette of Dabi walking out of the smoke. Dabi says our first time meeting, right Endeavor, with a grin, evil smile. After that moment, it transitions to Endeavor waking up in the hospital. While he's still in the hospital, we hear Dabby's voice telling someone you're late. We see that Dabby's meeting someone in a warehouse, and that person who he's meeting turns out to be Hawks. And just so you know, these end credit scenes aren't anime exclusives, but taken from the manga, which means it's canon. So yes, a member from the League of Villains and the number 2 hero are meeting up to discuss something. And could this be Hawk's true colors? Just by having a talk with Dabby? That said and shown in the episode officially ends there. Wowzers, finally, season 5 finally out. I'm a big fan of My Hero Academia, so this is really big for me, as well as the rest of you people who watch My Hero Academia. Though this episode wasn't taken from the manga, the episode itself wasn't a big letdown, and so from episode 2 and forward, it will cover the next few chapters of My Hero Academia, and we will see the joint training arc finally happening, which will soon be animated in the next episode or 2. As a manga reader, I can't wait for that to be animated. That being said, hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please give this video a like and consider subscribing to my channel if you want to. And see y'all next time in the next video. Peace.